industry. Our goal is to create something better, to go above and beyond the current standards. Our passion for creating the most advanced, well-designed solutions led to our position as an industry leader in next-gen core services. For the millions of calls processed over our emergency IP networks, to our Text for 911 solution, Texty, to our disaster recovery and backup solution, Mevo, it's easy to see we love what we do. For more information, check us out at www.indigital.net.
Rapid Deploy believes that every public safety agency, regardless of size, should have access to the data they need when it matters most. That's why since 2016, our mission has been to reduce emergency response times and improve public safety. We are the industry's only integrated emergency response platform. Our web-based cloud platform includes analytics, mapping, dispatch, and mobile apps, purpose-built for 911 in the 21st century. Visit www.rapiddeploy.com to learn how we enable effective, efficient, data-driven emergency response.
If Within the Trenches has ever taught you something, open your eyes to what it is like to be a 911 dispatcher, or has inspired you to become one, then help support us and join our Patreon. Get exclusive bonus content, one-of-a-kind swag, discounts on merchandise, ad-free early access to new episodes, and much more. To join, please visit patreon.com/WTT podcast. And if you're an industry partner, we have something for you as well. And now, for the show. Oh, snaps. Here we are, and good evening, everyone, and welcome to another round of the Dispatchers Roundtable. We're here for round 8, and a couple days ago, and as well as today, I ended up posting up a blue square. Well, this is why. Here we are. Where are we?
We are on Earth. I'm just kidding. Yeah, you were in the beautiful sunny state of Florida, even though it rained all day today.
This is true. This is true.
Venice, Florida, here at Denise Amberly Foundation headquarters.
Excellent. Yeah. Dude, this is nice. I mean, this is excellent.
Nice,
for all of you who are watching right now. There'll be you're going to do a tour, sometime, right?
I think we should, man. I mean, a lot of people don't realize, we are a very small grassroots foundation, but we've been very blessed to, we have a very modest office and we've got, a lot of the news articles and other things that, we've kind of collected over the years that kind of just show where we began and remind us why we do it. So, I'm going to have to do a tour one of these days.
That is excellent. It has been, it's been real fun to be here with all of you. We're working on a bunch of different things, and just traveling now in everything that's going on in the world with the pandemic and stuff. Dude, it was crazy. Mm-hmm. And you got to be safe and everything, wearing a mask and stuff while you're traveling and such. But I have like minor asthma, so that was kind of killing me a little bit, but it worked. It was good. It was excellent. And here we are. And we are going to be catching up with both Nathan and Tanya. And we're going to be doing this a little bit different. So usually we've got like an agenda, a set, topic that we're going to be doing. But we are going to be doing something different where it's really just going to be kind of an open forum, some questions, Q&A. Any questions that you might have as we're talking about different things, please make sure to throw them in the comments. And we're going to be doing some updates, like I said, with each one of them on what they're working on. I see Halcyon has jumped on here in the comments. We've got people jumping in. And also, if anything is like laggy or whatever, make sure to put in the comments and tell us, because we won't know otherwise. Let us know.
On location version, right? So.
Yes, yeah. So it's different. Like the internet hookup that we're using, or that I'm using, is a little bit different than how I usually have it set up. So if anything, just let us know. Throw it in the comments there. So just to start out, Tanya, what has been going on? If you can tell, those who are watching right now, kind of a summary of what you do, who you work for, and any updates.
I would love to. I think I have to get closer. Okay. So I am Tanya Lee, and I work for Evans Consoles. I'm actually the manager of Evans Care, which is a console cleaning and preventative maintenance service that we offer for all brands of consoles. And what have I been up to?
Your crews have been busy.
My crews have been very busy.
I mean, not that you haven't.
And
but...
if you've recently seen them, throw some love for them there in the comments, because I know that they would really love to hear that. But yeah, we've been crazy busy here in the last couple of months, thank goodness. And just really working to keep all of you people out there safe and healthy and able to work through this crazy pandemic. So we're just working away and trying to add new things to what we're doing. I am putting together some cleaning kits that's going to be available soon. I actually have some of the products here right now and just getting ready for packaging, and going to start offering air purifiers and hand sanitizer stations. And what else?
I think the story we just heard from a center, not to be named, but a center where they just left, where they didn't realize they had high definition monitors because they were so dirty, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, these monitors are so clean! Like we can actually see them." I thought that was
yeah, they thought we did something magical to the monitors, which is
Yeah.
totally fine.
Did we
You can
replace
totally
them?
think that we are that awesome. I'm totally okay with that.
And apparently somebody didn't have to go to the grocery store that night because they found enough food in their keyboard to
Yes,
feed them dinner.
for the month.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh man. Okay. So for those of you who are watching right now, and throw in the comments. I know there's a delay and stuff here, but how many of you have dealt with that in your dispatch center where you have gone in? I know I did a few times where I went into dispatch and I was looking at the keyboard and I was typing, and you could hear the
Are my
like
fingers
the, like the
greasy?
crunch, right? Yeah, and you could feel the crunch and everything. And I'm thinking, what the hell is going on? What is going on with this? And it was because there was like chips all
Mhm.
up in that piece.
Are you sure they were chips?
Uh,
I mean, everybody knows that it might not have been chips. Just saying.
Like, what are you?
Okay,
suggesting?
well, so I knew that they were chips only because I got the keyboard and I would crunch, you know,
And I ate them.
They, yeah, and they came, dude,
Please don't tell me.
and all the chips came out. I mean, it was like those little like 50-cent grab bags, pretty much. That what it ended up coming out, but a variety pack of chips because it was all different kinds, dude.
As long as you know that they're only just chips, because we know that there's fingernails and toenails and
Oh,
Yeah. That's gross.
mice poop.
oh, what?
Oh,
Okay,
sorry.
hold on a minute. Hold on. Let's go back a minute.
Mhm.
Mouse poop?
Oh yeah, that's
Like-
really common. Bugs.
Okay,
bed
again,
bugs.
Because we've got some people in the comments here who
I know,
have
I
said
wanna read all
found
this.
several fingernails and hairballs. Sorry. I missed that piece right there.
I really,
Hairballs.
I really
Um,
want Cindy Lou to post her photo, and
Fingernails.
then I
yeah.
want to come and see your center so that I can help you. Hairballs, yes, hair is another really, really big thing.
Okay,
but
but what about mouse poop? So those who are watching right now, have you found
Well,
mouse poop in yours?
mice have to go to the bathroom, so it happens.
I-
You know what they say.
Well, yeah,
Everyone poops.
I
Wow,
guess
this literally
so.
took
yes.
a turn. Okay.
Oh,
I
It
wasn't gonna
seems
go
like
there.
every time I do a live, it goes back to poop. This time it's mouse poop. And if you've been on Open Mic Live,
hmm
you know. But
I tuned in late last week, and I'm like, "What did I miss? How did it get to this topic?" But
oh no.
so
So anyway, that's
so
what's meant
yeah,
with
so
me.
mouse poop and fingernails and the fingernail part, just that I don't understand. Like why? I don't I don't get it.
Probably
Yeah.
because people aren't really paying attention to like how much stuff is actually like collected behind
Well-
and in the keyboards and things
Mhm.
like that. And you know, that's where the mice are gonna get their food. And then
That's
Yeah,
actually
this is
and
true.
and that's where Ricardo got his that one night. So, you know,
little snack.
Well, so along with that though, along with all the weird stuff that you find in keyboards and such and all of that, how about the towers? Like the amount of like just soot,
Yeah.
and
Mary
all-
Poppins right now.
I know, right? And just all types of different, dirt and everything that's built up on those fans. I think a lot of the times those towers end up breaking down as well because of the amount of, just lint and just crap and everything that's in there. Those fans can only do so much. So
Right.
now, do you guys do that as well? Do you get in there and clean all of those pieces
Oh,
for the
absolutely.
towers?
Yeah. it's really important to actually get rid of all of that because it can minimize your chances of having an electric fire in your center, which happens more often than not. Sorry, I know I need to get a little closer to this. Okay. So, but yes, when we come in, it takes an average of about 2 hours for us to clean one console, and we're just going to go from top to bottom and all the way in the back, getting rid of all of the dust that's built up on all of the wires back there, all of the electric equipment and that type of a thing. It's basically going to make it look like it's brand new. And then while we're doing that too, we're making adjustments to any broken hinges, screws, alignment issues, things like that to make sure that the console is intact and working the way that it's supposed to, so everybody can do their job the way that they're supposed to as well.
You guys just did a large wire management job.
Mhm.
So you guys go in and help keep the rat's nests from getting
Yep,
crazier.
that is
So,
another thing that we do as well.
I mean, not the literal rat. Well, I guess maybe we're talking about.
I know.
mouse
I
I was figuratively using that as an example.
I just had to do a gym like into
Yeah.
the camera.
Yeah, they help reconstruct the mice nests to help with the integrity.
I want to say hi to Vic Williams.
Hey, Vic.
Yo, dude.
Hey, Ty.
Oh yeah, he's in there. Yeah, Ty saying that he's not sure what he's checking into, but he's not surprised that we're talking about the poo.
I'm keeping it real here tonight.
Yeah, pooness. But also with cleaning all of that stuff, I'm sure it helps everyone in the dispatch center because they're also not breathing in all of the different stuff that's in there.
I mean, you just mentioned asthma. That's like the number one thing that it's going to help with breathing a lot easier for any of people who struggle with that. And now, especially with the pandemic and all that kind of stuff, I think there's a heightened awareness of keeping things clean and being aware of a healthy environment. And so, if you have questions or you need answers to anything, I am here.
I thought the interesting thing I heard you discussing was, I mean, we live together, so I hear her on the phone all the time, and her bosses should be proud. She doesn't ever stop working.
We live together.
We do live together. We're kind of married. But
that makes sense. That makes sense.
You guys are actually have full hazmat gear
Mhm.
that you can look like ET going into a center and cleaning. So I think that's pretty cool. I mean, there's a lot of centers that aren't letting anybody in right now, but so that kind of solves that problem. Yeah.
Thanks, babe.
You're welcome. Yeah. So I'm here.
Aw.
She's actually tried to there's been some situations where she was worried about crews getting to be able to travel and things, and she's like, I might need you to help me go clean some centers. I'm like, yeah, listen, that wasn't in the nuptials. But no, I'm just kidding.
But he really would.
Hey, if
He
I
would
show
help
up,
me.
I've always joked with dispatch centers, if I show up with a headset, you need to lock the door and not let me in. But
Look, Cindy says that she sent the picture to the
Ooh, yay.
messenger.
I'm so excited right now.
Oh my Lord.
oh boy.
You know what? What you should do, huh? Not yours?
Mine. I don't think so.
Oh, maybe it's Ricardo's.
To mine?
Maybe it's yours or yours. I don't know.
Okay,
Somebody's.
hold on a minute.
I want to see it.
All right, let me see.
We could be getting spoofed here.
Okay, hold on just a moment. We're going to it, and nope, it's not mine.
Is it yours?
I will check right now.
So we're looking for this picture at the moment here, but yeah, I remember
I don't have it either.
being in dispatch and everything, and thinking that why is it that a lot of us are getting sick all the time? And it was probably because everything was I see it now, within the trenches. Everything was dirty there. Like, we would have people come in and clean and all, but not to the extent that that your team does.
Yeah.
And I kind of wish that they had, because it just makes me think, that's probably why a lot of us were getting sick all the time, was because of that.
Yeah. And especially now too, like, we are always aware around this time of the year that it's cold and flu season coming up. And we also have COVID to worry about. So it's twice the worry and twice the concern. So
Sure.
now is the time to have us in.
All right, we're looking for this
yes.
picture here,
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
and I'm going to see if I can. I'm going to see if I can do this here really quick. So hold on just one moment. And
I'm going to be sad to say this, but that is a very mild version of what we normally see.
Oh wow.
As gross as this is, it's definitely not the worst by far.
This is crazy.
I mean, this
you're
is true
saying that.
dispatcher at heart right here with the
Yeah,
multitasking
no kidding.
and the just bada boom, you know.
I mean, did
Talking.
this for a long time.
Yeah, I would be
Yes.
dead silent
So-
and not be able to talk.
We're pulling this
We
up
know.
here right now, and it looks like there's a hair on one of them on the Alt key.
That's gross.
Oh
It's gross.
God. All right, here we go. All right, everyone.
Get ready.
Put down your fork.
So there's the picture right there, the keyboard, and it looks like
I love how this was like totally not planned.
I
Like
know.
we have people sending pictures in.
Yeah,
Cindy
this is
Lou is
awesome.
my favorite now.
yes. Okay, so there you go. There's the picture right there, and there's just a bunch of stuff in it. And I
Mhm.
swear on the Alt key, it looks like a hair or maybe a little baby mouse tail. I'm not sure, but that do a lot of you have your keyboards like this? And as we're talking and everything, if you have any questions at all for any one of my guests, please make sure to throw it into the comments. Relative to the conversation, of course. But yeah, this is the picture
Well,
right here.
You know, I mean,
And
You can
it's
ask Nathan anything.
it's
not me,
just wow.
Nathan.
That's
they can ask
that
me.
is pretty nasty. So okay, Halcyon right there's like so nasty.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, very. That is G-Rose. Not just gross, but
G-Rose.
G-Rose.
Yeah. Nobody
Thank you
needs to be
very much
working in that.
for
Yes.
thank you very much for sending that in, because that is something else. That is oof, give me chills. And Dan says scary, but that's not the worst I've seen. Okay.
Yeah.
So what have you seen, Dan? Throw it into the
I
comments,
know. I'd like
please.
to know the worst that he's seen too.
See, the
Yeah.
problem, Dan's in Florida, and
Yeah.
you know,
and I'm trying to get down to see him.
hot, humid,
Dan.
lots of moisture with the rain. Animals like to go inside, and
Well.
so you know, snakes and
And you also have the issue of mold and mildew
Mm-hmm.
and things like that here in Florida. So if you're not on top of that, that can also affect the breathing and
This is true.
asthma issues and
Right.
all of that kind of stuff too. So another thing to worry about in
Yeah.
these southern areas.
hope you're doing well, Dan. Thanks for
you.
joining us. Friend of the show.
So
Always wanted to say that.
So any of you who are on right now, please throw in the comments, because Dan kind of started it here. Well, actually, Cindy started it here, and Dan has added to it. You know, what is the worst that you've seen in your center when you're talking about cleaning and just stuff that you've seen laying around? I remember finding a fork underneath the keyboard that had like food on it, and I was, what? Like, I'm not going to eat that.
Do you want to hear something worse than that?
Yes.
Do you want to hear the grossest thing that my guys found last year?
Yes.
This is-
Here we go.
This is bad.
Here we
Okay,
go.
Anybody who has a gag reflex, you may want to plug your ears for a minute, but they found
No, I'm just playing.
they found a thermos of vomit. It was confirmed that it was vomit. So that's-
So when you look that way, you can go down like this and talk. And no, there
I'm
you
sorry.
go.
This is fancy.
Yeah, that's
so
gross.
that's pretty nasty.
Mhm.
Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
So the only thing I can think of is somebody, one, was hungover,
Mhm.
two, pregnant,
Mhm.
three, just
Had the flu.
had COVID. I don't know if that's a side. I don't think that's a side effect, but I can't think of any reason why one would have a thermos for vomiting into, other than those two.
Well, and people ask me
And-
this when they hear this.
And
they're
do we
like,
know how long it was there?
How do you know that it was vomit? Well, the guys asked. That's why. Because it was
Oh.
like, oh, is this just curdled milk? Nope.
And
I
they knew.
didn't know that was
So-
back there.
Oh gosh.
The way you said it, I didn't even know it was back there.
Listen,
Oh,
dispatchers
That's where
should
that went.
should all be recognized as first responders just because they have to deal with that.
Absolutely.
well, and
No
Dan
kidding.
says right here, we had a dispatcher with very long nails, and that's where the clippings landed.
Mhm.
All right.
Yes.
Let's
I
see.
feel your pain, Dan.
Karen here says toenail clippings.
Mhm.
Wait,
Vic says, careful what you
Toenails?
ask for.
toenail
Oh,
clippings?
Hey man, it
And Karen says, Tanya, she even used your whole,
I know.
she used your
It
whole
is
name.
nasty.
Oh wow, she even got your maiden name in there.
All of it in
That's
there.
her big girl voice, Karen.
Oh man. Okay, so there's a lot of nasty stuff that has been found, and I probably won't sleep tonight, so that's awesome. And Brendan from HTH, what's up, bro? He says, "What did I just walk into?"
Yeah,
Sorry.
good job.
We are talking about some of the nastiest stuff that you found, whether it be toenails, fingernails, or whatever, in like your keyboards, because we're talking about right now what Tanya does and her team, how they go around and they, it's preventative care, maintenance, and cleaning and such for the dispatch center. So, what are some of the worst things that you found? This is not just, we're not talking about the break room or anything. We're talking about where you sit for 8 hours, 12 hours,
yeah,
sometimes 16 or more.
The break room's a whole nother. I'm sure that's a whole nother episode.
Right. Yeah. And so let's see. This has gone a direction I did not anticipate. Thanks, Halcyon.
Sorry.
Yes.
Oh, I knew we were not alone.
So again, as I said before, if there are any questions or anything that you have, because there are a lot of different things that hold on a minute. I asked that to myself on every one of Ricardo's podcasts.
Dude, those open mics, man.
I mean,
they get you every time.
It's been interesting, right? And especially when we do open mic live. Just wait for tomorrow's open mic live, because I have a special guest for tomorrow night.
Oh,
and
no.
It is going to be awesome. Yes.
I don't know who it is, but I think I know.
Oh, I think
I'm not going to tell you, but you will enjoy it. It'll be excellent.
Don't miss it.
Yes.
Don't miss it.
It'll be a lot of fun. I figure there will be a lot of Ricardo stories.
Has this guest ever been requested to come on the podcast? Have people ever requested this?
Yes.
I think I did.
Look, man, that's awesome. You deliver, people ask.
I try. I try.
And you come through in the clutch.
Yes. It's going to be good.
This is going to be.
So we're going to turn over to Nathan now. And
how can I follow this?
Want to know some of the stuff that that you're doing. It's a lot of updated things. Everyone is doing different things now, trying to kind of combat COVID in every way possible, and this is just one of them. How we reach out to an audience in a bunch of different ways, and there are a lot of new things coming for the Denise Hemperly Foundation.
Yeah, man. It's so hello everyone. I don't have any dirty console stories, thank God. But yeah, so the Denise Hemperly Foundation has we've been rocking on all cylinders. Obviously with the world and the way that it is, and all the adjustments we've had to make on the fly, and travel restrictions, and 911 centers shutting their doors. We've had to kind of adapt, and we've started a virtual training series. So all of our courses, which are all on our website, denisehemperly.org, you can go on there and register for. We've discounted the prices off of our in-person. We're still doing in-person classes if your agency is able to host us. We were just out in Oregon a few weeks ago, which was amazing, beautiful. Hey to Grants Pass, all those folks that were there. And so, yeah, so you can go on our website and register for that. We just had Josh on Facebook Live earlier today on our Denise Hemperly Foundation Facebook page, where he discussed a new training class that he's going to be teaching, discussing the recovery after a traumatic incident. He worked the Mandalay Bay shooting. He was working at the onset of it, and talks about that journey after, and kind of working its way through it. And he's still working through it. So we're real excited about that. I'm excited for Josh to get to tell his story, because, obviously we all know how much this job really pounds you into the ground. So, yeah, and we've been blessed. So two of our vendors, we've been blessed with Frontline Public Safety Solutions. If you're not familiar with them, please look them up. They have sponsored our quality assurance training for the rest of the year. So we're going to be doing, Halcyon was on it yesterday. We had about 60 people on there yesterday, where we had a free quality assurance workshop helping agencies, with best practices based on the National APCO-NINA standard on how to build a QA program. So we'll be doing that every month, and they can visit our website to get info on that. And then Evans Care. I know a guy or a girl. and Evans, who has been a longtime partner of the foundation. They've been a huge supporter, really from the early days, even before Tanya and I even really crossed paths. Evans has been a huge supporter of ours, but they are sponsoring our human trafficking preparedness classes that Tina DeCole is going to be teaching. So from Las Vegas Fire. But yeah, so we've got all those things going on, and we're just going to see what happens. I've got a couple trips coming up that I'm excited. I've never thought I'd say this, that I'm actually excited to get back on an airplane. No offense, babe. But I'm missing it. I don't miss the grind. I don't miss the being gone for weeks on end. I miss the interaction with people. I think we're all feeling that, right? So, yeah, that's pretty much. I mean, we got another huge announcement. Maybe now's the time. I don't know. This is a big deal.
You need to tell everybody like all of the classes that you're offering too, because maybe they don't know about all of them.
Okay.
I think you should.
You can put me on the spot.
I'll help you if you forget anything.
Well, yeah. So if you're watching this and don't, thank
it's
you.
so sweet.
If you're watching and aren't familiar with it, again, you can go to our website, deniseamberly.org. We have all of our courses on there. We actually have all of our instructors listed on there, so you can get to meet all of our instructors. We actually did a little meet and greet with them today on Facebook Live, which was a lot of fun. Ricardo was our tech behind the scenes cameraman. It was awesome. Yeah. I had a technical issue and he was right on it. But that's why you're here.
Hi, Mom.
All your mom's on.
I'm cool.
But yeah, so we have a victims plea meeting expectations, which is the class on Denise's story that I teach with Matt Grogan out of Las Vegas. And, and he teaches his class called Hope in the Midst of Chaos, Lessons Learned from the Las Vegas Shooting. So that was such a huge event. Obviously, all of us remember it. It was, horrific. But we're blessed that, we have folks that, like Matt and Josh that want to just help centers be ready for something like that when it happens, and how to recover from it too. And then Tina DeCola teaches her class on human trafficking, and she also does a class on peer support. So those are, that peer support program that Vegas Fire had in place, and it really was a huge factor in helping them get through that event. So, yeah. And then Travis DeVore from Indiana, your state, not your home state, but where you're. Travis from Johnson County, Indiana, is doing our best practices of a successful CTO. So
and Josh's class.
I mentioned Josh's class a few minutes ago. I can mention it again. Okay. But no, Josh is going to be doing that face that fire, the journey after traumatic incident. You just didn't say the name, so I thought you Josh Fonseca. Okay. Yeah, Kevin Harvick fan. Hey, Josh.
Also check out the website. He's been working on it nonstop and it looks awesome. And there's tons of stuff on there now. So
I am a web developer by no means. But my good friend, Sean Lowry, who was Denise and I's best man at our wedding, he has been my best friend for 20 plus years, way too long. And he's a web developer. So he's been teaching me some things about how to do website stuff. And I know, Ricardo, you have a little bit of background on that too. So.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do some front end web development. Talking about the classes and everything that you're doing.
Yep.
We've got one here that I put up, and I'll throw it up here again one more time. And Selena says, I love the training on the Denise Amberly Foundation site. I check this site often.
Awesome.
That's
awesome.
Very cool.
So that's the person that checks it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Thanks,
and I had put this up there already too, but I'll throw it up there again. Halcyon says, excellent training. Everyone involved in QA and training should attend.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, Cheryl Ornberg, who was on the national QA committee, that ANSI standard committee, teaches that course with me. And Cheryl's been a good friend of mine for many years. She's been on our board of directors basically from the beginning, and we're lucky to have her on our team. She's just full of knowledge. So
now, how do you decide on some of the training sessions that you do? Like, so when you go and you do a specific session, do you ever do any like feedback cards or anything and say, what do you think, what would you like to see, us, come out with or develop a class for, or do you do, stuff like that?
We do. So we get we're very lucky to be supported by the Motorola Solutions Foundation, and they give us a grant every year. And as part of that grant, we send out a survey after every class just to ask, what they thought of the class, if it was impactful to them. And we also want to find out, what are other topics that they want to learn about. So from my perspective, the trainers that we have, I don't I don't want to tell them what they need to teach. I really want them to tell their story and what they feel comfortable with and what they feel passionate about. And you get Tina talking about peer support and human trafficking. Like she just will go and go. Like she's just so passionate about helping people. And obviously Matt and Josh with the Vegas incident. I want them to teach them what's in their lane, but we are always looking for people that want to get out there, and we're always looking for instructors. We're always looking for people that, want to make a bigger difference than they're already making in their center. Get out and, help some other centers.
Now, for those who are watching right now, what are some topics that, you would like to see, covered as well? That's always a big thing, to have, those who attend the sessions, or of course those that are doing the job and all, send some of that information in. So maybe we'll get a couple of things here in the comments too. But Selena says she says, bah, ha, ha. Yeah, that's me, because you said, oh, she's the one. the only one that goes. Yeah, she says, so I'll go ahead and
I was actually really, so we just did and again, the world today is social media. I mean, we're on Facebook Live right now. I mean, it's just the way, in Twitter and YouTube. But I think we just started Google Analytics on our website a few months back, and I think we've just been amazed with actually how many people visit the site and still visit it. And the majority are from mobile devices, which I guess that makes sense. Everybody's on their phone all the time. So
right. Yeah. And she says that, she just loves how it's so accessible for everyone. And that
paid spokesman.
Because I can get my dispatchers involved in this training easier than in-person courses. So
great.
That is very cool.
Awesome. Yeah. We're trying to keep it easy. I mean, people's time is so important, and we're always looking for ways to make things better.
Right.
We use a platform, Eventbrite, to handle all of our registrations. We're eventually wanting to go away from that and do something that we home grow ourselves. But it for the most part, it's pretty easy. And yeah. And Zoom has been amazing. Zoom, I was using GoToMeeting for a while, and Zoom now it works so easy. And I've been amazed with how interactive people are in these virtual classes. I mean, it's nonstop comments. They may not be able to speak up on a webcam or on a microphone, but I just love it. It's been totally blown me away with how how interactive and how enlightening it is for all these folks. I was just worried what the impact was going to be, if it was going to be the same as in person, but it's been awesome.
Yeah, and that was going to be one of the things that I was going to ask next. But before I get to that part, look at this one right here. Keep telling Denise's story.
Oh, hey, Matt. Thank you, Matt.
Providing relevant training, and my people will be there. So that's awesome.
Yeah, Matt Hanengrath from Ohio, Defiance County, Ohio. And thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. I know he just recently, the last victim's plea class we had virtually, he had like 3 or 4 dispatchers on it. So
nice.
That never gets old. It keeps me going, just knowing that Denise is making a difference, still making a difference.
Right.
And that her death wasn't totally in vain. I mean, that's all I can ask for. So I just can't thank all of you enough for that. And, just keep doing what you do. Thanks for what you do.
Now, for those who are watching and all, and also for you, the both of you, really, I guess, what are some of the good things that you've seen that have come out of what we're dealing with the pandemic and everything? This can be for training, and those who are watching, you attending training, for just all of this. The traveling is out, but it's starting to come back in, right?
Yep.
But what are some of the good things, I guess, that have come out that kind of learned?
You want me to go first?
Sure.
I can answer a couple of things. One, I think that immediately directors and supervisors and people who make the decisions to have their center cleaned were made more aware of the importance of it and the need for it. So I'm really, really thankful for that, just because I am really passionate about creating the healthiest environment possible for you guys who are doing such a hard, difficult, and important job. So
Absolutely.
That's what I'm passionate about with what I do. And I think that on Nathan's side, and I hope I'm not stealing this from you, but I'm just really happy that this virtual aspect of him teaching is bringing Denise's story to people who have never been able to attend a training because of funding or not being able to travel to a conference or that type of a thing, anybody can actually attend the trainings now. And I'm really thankful for that, because I think that that's going to make a big difference.
Yeah, for sure. And it actually wasn't, I'm glad you said that, because it wasn't something I actually was thinking of. I was thinking selfishly, from a personal standpoint, being home. And, I don't think, I realized how much that I was gone. Like, I mean, I knew it, but my boys have been and my daughter Avery they've been so used to it. And I feel like it hasn't, impacted them in too much of a negative way. I have a great support network and all that, but Noah and Adam are 14 and 13, and anybody that has teenage boys knows that, it's a lot of fun, and and being sarcastic, it actually is a lot of fun. But they need their dad. They need their dad there, and so that, for me, that's been the biggest blessing. Being, I'm newly married. I mean, 2 years. But it's, being able to enjoy that has been amazing. The other part of it is I think this has not only opened up the eyes of people, how the importance of keeping their comm centers clean. I mean, dispatchers always get put to the side or down in the basement, or just, they always are the last thought of sometimes. And that's frustrating. But the fact that virtual training now is kind of an accepted thing, like staffing is such an issue in 911. A lot of the times people don't attend trainings is because they don't have the staffing to send somebody to an 8-hour training. And they don't have the coverage for that. So now that they can do it virtually, and they're seeing that there's still a huge value in it. We just had a comment from our class. I think it was either on Facebook or in an email, but somebody they had seen the class in person, and they were like, we were, a little concerned it might not had the same impact. And they said they were totally wrong. So that made me feel good, because I don't want anything to be lost. So.
Right. And so I'll throw this comment up here. You can read that there. And Kim says, since I heard of Denise's story many times, I remember her story when I'm taking a call. It very much impacted my outlook on calls. Thank you for doing what you do. Hopefully I can get my center to take part of some of your trainings.
Yeah, that'd be
That's
great.
Good.
Yeah, and I see Tony's. Hi, Tony. Hope you're doing well. Tony Harrison from the Public Safety Group. He's OUC.
He's a friend of the show.
He's a friend of the show. Friend of the family, friend of the show. Hope your son Jay's, his leg is healing, my friend. He had an interesting accident at a camp where boiling water got spilled on his leg, which is just absolutely crazy. I hope you have a good attorney.
Oh man.
Anyway, OUC apparently is offering free trainings virtually, so that's awesome. And it's open to all agencies. OUC is off Unified Communications in DC. So yeah, and then Ty with Nina's offering. I mean, pretty much a lot of the major training companies that are out there, and there's a whole bunch, are adapting and trying to do what they can to provide training for 911. And so, whether it's a Denise Amber Lee Foundation class, any Nina, Public Safety Group, anybody, just, it's important. Don't forget that your dispatchers still need that training. They still need that opportunity to stop working at the console for a minute, regroup, refresh, get to interact with some other people, and then kind of reset and keep going. So
we got another one here. And Al says, that's awesome. 16-person centers can send maybe 2 per year. Small centers maybe could never send someone. Virtual training allows any of them to go, which is awesome. And then just to bounce off of that, Michael here says, virtual training like Dare to Be Great has been amazing. I have my team going through all of the sessions. Thank you for putting it together, and for those who are teaching. Thank you.
It's been
That's
tough.
awesome.
Thanks. And I think the hardest part, and Sheila, who works for the foundation now, is one of the hardest things for me. And Ricardo, I'm sure you're going to deal with this. I hate charging for anything. I don't want to make everything free. But it's the way our foundation is going to sustain itself is by providing trainings. And so if there are any vendors watching that want to sponsor our victims plea classes for the rest of the year, please reach out, because I would love to be able to make those free. So I want everybody to hear Denise's story. So someday we'll get there, hopefully. But yeah, we'll do what we can. If you guys are interested in getting folks registered, reach out, go to our website, or shoot me an email, Facebook Messenger. You can tweet me, but I won't respond. I don't ever use my Twitter account. I'm not a tweeter.
You can tweet me.
I just thought it sounded cool.
It's
tweet me.
tweet at me.
Tweet at me. That's
Okay.
what you can tell that I don't know what I'm
I
talking
know.
about.
Hi to my cousin Lisa. What's going on?
When Tanya and I got married, I was thrust into the teenage girl world. So she has 4 teenage. Well, actually, Emily's not a teenager anymore, but so I should be a little more cool and hip than I actually am. With
I don't know why he says hip.
Because it's hip.
because yeah, they're all. I hope they're watching this and they're just going, "Oh my god." Nathan. But
Well, that's awesome, man. So what about the, some new stuff? What are some of the new things that you guys got going on? And
well,
there's got some new,
we-
updates and such.
we do. I see where you're going with this.
But no, go ahead. Oh,
That's
look
okay.
at Sarah says, I love saying
hip.
Thank you, Sarah.
That does not surprise me about you,
Sarah-
but I love you.
Yeah, because you're amazing.
Sarah, you're in
I love
Orlando.
you.
You should just come down and hung out with us. Even
Oh, that would have been fun.
But she's probably like, if you would have invited me, I would have come down. So next time. But yeah, so the other thing that I really need to mention is Rapid SOS has sponsored our webinar series, our Wednesday webinars, and so we're excited about that. We can't thank them enough. We got some awesome people lined up. What are you laughing at?
Halcyon says you're a cool cat.
Thanks. That's right. I'm cool. I think of Austin Powers every time I say that. Like, I'm cool. I'm hip. That's actually Dr. Evil. But...
Sarah says her invite got lost in the mail. So
Aw.
Okay.
how dare you lose that invite?
Sad.
Well, it's resent. But it's still time. But no, so we got the webinar series that's been sponsored by Rapid SOS. We got some awesome webinars coming up.
Like who?
Well, we have this really cool lady
Wink,
named
wink.
Tanya that actually you're going to be doing a session here, I believe next month in August. So this month.
Yeah, next week actually.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
we have Tracy next month in September, Tracy Eldridge, friend of the show. So yeah, we got some other things coming. So the big thing I want to announce though, and I guess this is the perfect time, Ricardo, because you're obviously been a huge part of a lot of the successes that the foundation's had recently, and you're a great friend, and you're just always willing to help us any way we can. The Feel Good Friday show that is taking the country by storm. I'm just kidding. That was a little too intense. The Feel Good Friday show that we partnered with Evans on is actually kind of inspired by Ricardo and all the stuff he does on Facebook. And I'm like, man, I want to do something like that. But your Dare to Be Great conference was just an absolute hit. It was unbelievable. It was an honor to be a part of that. Literally thousands of people registered and got a lot of awesome training, and all the instructors, all the trainers did amazing jobs. And you've got a Dare to Be Great 2 coming up. And, I'm waiting for my invite in the mail. But a really cool thing. And we've decided to, we were supposed to do our first in-person conference in January in 2021. And obviously with COVID, that is not going to happen. So we have decided that we are going to do a virtual conference. We've kind of teased it a little bit, but we are officially announcing that we will be doing a virtual conference that will be partnered with Within the Trenches Media, with yours truly over here, who will be helping us out with that and being a huge part of that. And we'll be doing that in February of 2021. So the dates haven't been exactly nailed down yet, so stay tuned. But yeah, February 2021. I made an executive decision to name the conference Be the Difference. So that Matt Grogan, that is something that you said one day, and I'm like, man, that is it. So Be the Difference. That's what we're going to title it. That's the theme.
Yeah, man.
That's exciting.
It's very exciting.
Yeah.
There has been, like I said in the beginning, a lot of stuff going on here.
A lot.
Yes. We've been working all day on a bunch of different things, and this is one of them. And I wasn't sure when we were going to actually talk about it. And then right before we went live, like, you want to talk about it? You want to say it? Like,
Literally,
just say
like
it?
30 seconds before you hit go live, I'm like, man, maybe we should just talk about it.
Yeah. 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 So Be the Difference 2021, put on by the Denise Hammerly Foundation, virtual conference. It's going to be amazing. Just, I can't say a lot, but the stuff that we've been going through and talking about and everything, I mean, I've got like goosebumps. Like this is a cool thing. It's going to be awesome, and I'm excited, to be partnering with you as the foundation and myself as Within the Trenches Media, and it's going to be excellent, man.
Yeah, man. We again just big thanks to all of our staff, all four of us at the foundation. Sheila Hannah, just she's a rock star. She's come to us with so many awesome ideas and really is pushing the envelope to help us grow and take the next step and sometimes even kind of step out of our comfort zone a little bit. And I think that's really important. So it is just evident every single day that I work with her, how passionate she is about 911. So, and Emily, our daughter Emily she's our admin assistant, and man, we're keeping her busy, and she's a little rock star. My dad, obviously, just everything he does. And, but our board of directors has been fantastic, and I'm just super excited. We can't talk about some of the other things that we have that we're working on, because it's just it's still pretty in the infancy phase, but stay tuned. Sorry, I'm pulling a Ricardo right now. I'm just going to start posting random blank pictures with different colors on it to try to.
It builds the suspense.
But it worked, man.
It does.
It worked.
Somebody got it. Jill got it.
Yes,
Jill Showalter, if you're watching.
Yes, Jill, you had a good portion of it there, because you saw the color of the square that I had posted, and then I had posted that I was in Florida, and she actually went through and commented like, okay, that's like Denise Amberly Foundation color blue.
I love that. That's what she thinks when she sees blue. I love that.
Yeah,
that is so cool.
that blue. Yeah. So there was all of that was going on.
I got to say this. I got to say this too, Ricardo. If you all haven't seen his video of him surprising his mom at her house yesterday, first off, grab a Kleenex, because
it'll. I was going to say, have tissue ready.
It was awesome. So your mom lives just a little bit north of here, and he got to just pop in and surprise her. Didn't tell her he was coming. So I'm glad that we were able to help facilitate that for you to have that. You hadn't seen her in a year or so.
Yeah, it had been a long time. My sisters knew that I was coming over, but my mom didn't know at all. Well, I had mentioned that I might, but I never said. And so when I told my sisters, they said, "Oh, well, Mom didn't think you were coming or anything." And I said, "Well, don't say anything, because I just want to show up." So actually, when I got there, I had my phone out, and I had it already recording, because I had knocked on the door, and I'm waiting, and I knock on the door again, and then my sister Crystal opens up, and she's like, "She's in here." I was like, "Oh crap!" I thought she was going to open the door, and then it was going to happen right there, but it worked out so much better. So this makes it even better, because you see the video and all. Well, I cut it off because my mom and I are still, embraced and stuff, and she's, crying, and I'm tearing up. I'm like, "Oh my God, like this is crazy." But then I hear, "Hello, ma'am, are you there?" And I was like, "Mom," and she goes, "What?" And I said, "Is there somebody on the phone?" And she goes, "Oh, I forgot." And so she was talking to somebody to try to order some tires. and that's all you can hear is, hello, can you hear me? Hello, ma'am.
Oh, that's epic.
So
whoops.
Yeah. So I said, I'm going to go over there and wait for you. And she's like, yeah. And she's all laughing, and she gets on the phone. She goes, "Were you calling me? Were you talking to me?" And she goes, "Yeah. Where'd you go?" And my mom is just busting up, and she goes, "My son just got here, and she surprised me." And the person's like, "Oh," and they're having a moment on the phone and stuff too. And then she gets off the phone with them, and then comes back, and we embrace again. So it was really cool.
I like how you still had your mask on.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
Incognito,
Oh man. Well, we are coming up on the wrap up of this episode. There's a lot of updates and everything. You guys had some questions in there. You had a lot of comments, which is good. And we got the picture from Cindy, which was great. It was good.
It was
good.
And we got to hear some nastiness on keyboards and such, and what other people have seen there. So that's good. So before we wrap up here, Tanya, how can people find out more about what it is that you all do, and social media, website, anything like that?
You can find me at www.evansonline.com, And you can email me, tlee@evansonline.com. TLEE.
Good job.
Well done. Well done.
And you also you have Evans has a Facebook page.
We do. Evans has a page.
Yep.
Evans Consoles, I believe it is. Find me there.
Yep, for sure.
Right. And how can people find you?
You know, it's funny. They
Nathan
can actually
Lee?
find you on our website too, because you're listed on our corporate partners page and on our article talking about how y'all are partnering and sponsoring our human trafficking class. So, but yeah, DeniseAmberlee.org. You can reach me. My email is Nathan@DeniseAmberlee.org, and Facebook.
Should they text a certain number to be added to your newsletter?
Thank you.
By any chance?
Yeah, text DALF DALF to 66866, and that will join our newsletter. So yeah, so check out. We have I think a lot of agencies with budget cuts and things like that are looking for as inexpensive training, free training. I know Halcyon has been promoting a lot of that stuff. So we have our webinars, we have our human trafficking, and our quality assurance trainings are all free. So please register today, and hopefully we can get back and see you all in person very, very soon. So, and thanks for having us, Ricardo.
Thank you. I was just going to say that.
Thanks for all your help, and thanks for coming down here. And
it's going to be good.
Yeah, man.
It's going to be excellent. Thank you both for being on. And for the comment here about the masks, I will be doing Sons of Dispatch and Daughters of Dispatch coming soon. However, because there's a lot of stuff that I'm working on, so I will get to those as fast as I can. But this episode has been sponsored by InDigital as well as Rapid Deploy, and make sure to check them out on their websites, rapiddeploy.com as well as indigital.net, and follow them on social media. There's a bunch of different things that they're going to be doing with their network sponsorship. They're going to be having monthly blogs that they're going to do where they talk about a bunch of new stuff that's going on in their world. So make sure to check those out. Helping them helps us. So thank you so much for that, as well as to all the patrons. If you ever want to get any extras at all from the podcast, the show will always be free. But if you're looking for any behind the scenes series, early episodes, ad free, and all that type of access or anything, you can check us out, and that's patreon.com/WTT podcast. If you have any questions or comments, or you want to be a guest on the show, you can email us. That's WTTpodcast@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter. That is @91podcast. You can like us on Facebook. That is facebook.com/Within the Trenches podcast. Once again, this episode has been sponsored by InDigital as well as Rapid Deploy. And you guys are just staring at me because I'm talking and putting all this stuff
really
out
cool.
there. But the audio version, actually the video version, can be seen as always on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And the audio version can be heard 24/7 on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, your favorite podcasting app, and withinthetrenches.net.
there you go.
Have a good one, everyone.
Mic drop.
I feel like I need to get your autograph after that. That was cool.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you for joining us for the Dispatchers Roundtable, round number 8. Next week is going to be round number 9, and I'm going to be with the folks from We Speak Dispatch.
Awesome.
It's going to be excellent. Make sure to check it out. Have a good one.